Okay, in this video I want to cover a few spring species of mushrooms, and I want to try to show the difference between a true morel and a false morel.
You can find shaggy manes, but usually not a lot, enough for a meal. You can also find inky caps sometimes even growing around stumps, and again, maybe enough for a meal, but it depends on your area. A good place to look for morels is under dead or dying elm trees. These particular morels were underneath cottonwood trees. Okay, oyster mushrooms are a good spring bonus. This white oyster mushroom is the Aspen oyster mushroom. It grows particularly on aspen trees. Other oysters that grow on cottonwood do sometimes fruit in the spring. I've found many of them. This particular oyster, the aspen oyster, has a strong scent of licorice or anise. I particularly don't like them. I think they probably...
Okay, for those of you who only hunt morels in the springtime, you're missing out on a great blessing, as I'm going to show you here in a minute. There are other mushrooms available to pick in the springtime besides morels, and generally in more abundance. Now this is Memorial Day 2018, and here's some pink bottoms or pinkies coming up as these oysters. And we found these oyster mushrooms, which we'll show you here in a minute. A little bit more around the back, there's buttons.
If you think you might like this particular oyster, you need to learn to identify aspen trees.
Okay, for all you morel hunters who think morels are the only thing in the world there is to hunt and pick because you're paranoid or whatever your reasons are, got a little something here, a real treat for you. Now my friend John Malley found these mushrooms growing in his yard, and this is June 16th, and we'll let him tell the rest of the story.
Okay, I seen these mushrooms. They're very delicate, so you pull them gently out of the ground. And there's a little slime cap at the bottom. You peel that off, see? And then on the head, there's a little cap that you just gently pull off. Brush the dirt off of them, and you can just gently wash them so the dirt's off. They smell like watermelon. Smells just like a watermelon. And so what I did was I fried a little piece up, probably no bigger than that. Got a broken finger, but about that big, and I ate.
Well, you went and researched them first by the smell and the...
After I researched them on the University of Michigan, said they are called Michigan stinkhorn mushrooms, and they're from the stinkhorn family, which has many different. There's some that smell like cucumbers, they say, some that even smell like dog shit, but they're all edible. Now my suggestion is I ate these. I ate a little piece. and it did no harm. The next day I fired up a good pan full of them, probably 20 of them, with these little pods that they grow out of. Now these little pods, you peel them off, peel the dirty part off, and you got this slimy part. That is edible. You can slice them. You can see there's different colors inside, and that's where that mushroom comes out of. But you can fry these and eat them. You can just throw them down like that then.
So
And
basically they're just buttons.
Come up.
Basically them are in the button stage.
Yes. So then they'll come up, and you can harvest them. And anywhere, if you want to give some to your friends, you just do this, and boom, that baby's going to grow pods and more mushrooms. And
Yep.
you can move them wherever you like. So, they're very edible. I would not be afraid of these. I would not be afraid of the cucumber ones. However, the dog shit ones, even though they are edible and will not kill you, my thought is if you want to eat dog shit, there's a pile of it right over there in the yard. Go pick that dog shit up.
Yeah, there you go.
But the fruity smelling ones, now this is the first, I haven't heard of any smelling like watermelon. This is the first I've seen. And we are going to move them onto the other side of the fence, and Larry's going to take some with him and plant some in the mulch with the mulch and all that they are growing in, and they'll thrive. And that's about the end of the story. You can fry them up in butter. I fried them in butter now, and my thoughts on it would be they would be good if you fried them. You got to cook them first because they could have who knows. But once you cook them, I think it'd be good to cut up some cold watermelon and cool these down in a fridge and mix them in with your watermelon and eat them. I'm going to have to try that next. But
There you go.
that's what this is all about. So if you see them and smell them and it smells like watermelon, follow the instructions.